Welcome back to Prep the Truth. I took over her channel again tonight because she said she wasn't able to do a video and she asked me to do one. So I'm going to do it. So I chose what I wanted to talk about. But my name's Jeff and my channel is Storm of Truth if you want to go check it out. And before we begin, I'd like for you to hit that subscribe button. Alright, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. What we're going to talk about today is the top 5 items to prep during an Shtf situation. Because during that time when it happens, economic collapse or whatever happens before it unfolds before our eyes, it's going to get realer in America than it ever has, probably in the entire world. It's going to be chaos in the streets. It's going to be so much uncivilized people out there. It's going to be the first 2 weeks, I think it's going to be so much danger that you do not want to get out in that during that time. The first 2 or 3 weeks, in my opinion, the violence level is going to be so high and the safety, you need to be prepped and stay at home at least till then, until everything calms down a little bit when it goes down. But let's go ahead and talk about the number 1 prep. This is going to be highly controversial, but I believe it with all my heart. It's number 1. I think the number 1 prep of all time during an SHTF situation has got to be by far alcohol and tobacco products, any of them. I think you'll be able to trade for whatever you want to get. There'll be a demand for them like we've never seen before. Definitely they will be the number 1 for barter and trade. Okay, let's talk about number 2. Number 2 to me be water and food, for sure. People's going to be hungry and they're not going to be too choicy during that time. And more likely, you just throw a thing of beans to stop any violence if they want to attack you. Throw something out to them or whatever. Give it to them to live another day. Just give them something to eat. They're going to be so hungry. Because when a man or woman gets hungry or they're feeding a family, they're going to more or less lose it. So go ahead and do what you got to do. Go ahead and give them something to get rid of them like that, especially if they've lost their mind or whatever like that and they're that hungry. And get away for your own safety. That's got to be number 2. Okay, here's number 3. It's got to be gas or propane or anything to do with fuel. Because during that time, there'll be shortages everywhere. And people will be wanting some extra gas for a chainsaw or anything for survival. Or maybe to later on to get somewhere. Because I believe after it settles down after the first 2 or 3 weeks, I still believe there'll be a major gas shortage. If there's even stores even open. They probably won't be. Because the store people would really be crazy to go ahead and open up knowing what's going to come in their store to raid them. There'd be looting and everywhere going on. So I'm sure they wouldn't be nothing. Everything's going to be tore up and destroyed. It'd be a nationwide thing, especially in America if it goes down. Number 4 has got to be medicines, antibiotics, anything to do with medicines or helping infections, alcohol, Benadryl, anything you can think about, gauze, anything like medical line, for sure that had been the top 5. Because during that time, it'd be shortages of everything. Hydrogen peroxide, that's another good that's coming to my head. A first aid kit. That's why you need to get a first aid kit right now if you don't have one in your house. Anything you can think of that I'm talking about that you don't have while it's still there, just in case a major shortage comes, just go ahead and get it while it's still cheap. Okay, I guess y'all ready for number 5. I had to think about this one for a while. It's going to be coffee, tea, or chocolate. You're going to need something to boost the morale during this time. And all 3 of them right there will do it. Because it's going to be like a middle game going on then. And if you got that on hand right there, it'll give you a little bit of energy to get you back up and everything. No matter which one you like. I'm sure you like all of them, but each one at a different time will help you probably a lot better than the other one at the same time. So I'd have to say coffee, tea, and chocolate for sure. Whatever kind you like on that. But during that time, I'm sure you could trade any single thing you think of, whatever brand, generic brand you could, no matter what it is. Especially when somebody's out on them right there. So I know it's got to be in the top 5 on that. Well, there you have it. And let me know in the comments what you think. And thanks for listening.